Greetings! Greetings Monday! Here we are once again on a beautiful Monday here where I live. It's a bit chilly, but it's sunny and delightful. And I missed you all last week. I didn't actually do a live last Monday simply because it was my birthday. And I had a lot going on and I didn't. Here's the beautiful thing about when you live from a sovereign space. When you live from a space in which when you're not living to look after other people's needs before your own, when you live from a space where what you need is the most important thing while considering the needs of other people, it's quite straightforward to find that you tend to look after what your needs are. It's a beautiful space to be in. Certainly not about being selfish, but it is about looking after you and the needs that you have in any given moment. And hey, gosh, I wish that for all of us. Because if we were honest about ourselves and if we were honest about the needs that we have personally, then we wouldn't feel the need to, criticize or get it from other people in a way that is unresourceful. Because that's what ends up happening. We resent other people for not giving us what we wanted, even though we didn't tell them what we wanted. I had a moment a few weeks ago. I was meeting some people for the first time and I'd went over for lunch, and when I arrived I was quite hungry. I hadn't eaten since early in the morning. I'd run a course in the morning and I was hungry. And there was no food out yet, and I kind of assessed the situation and realised that food wasn't going to come for a good long while. I'm also a diabetic, so I'd made the decision that I would, that I was hungry and I needed to eat. I didn't really know these people from a bar of soap. But instead of me just sitting there hungry, painfully wishing that I had something to eat, I just asked for what I needed. And I just said, "Could I have a snack, please?" And the person was like, "Yes, of course, what would you like?" And I was like, "Cheese and crackers, please." And before I know it, I had cheese and crackers on my plate and I'm feeling satisfied. Here's the thing, if you don't ask for what you want, the answer will always be no. And sure, is there a moment of my heart racing? Am I being rude? Should I not ask for what I want? Yeah, I think that's natural. And particularly when you start to learn this kind of stuff, it's very natural to feel a bit nervous about asking for what you want. Do it anyway. Please, just practice. Practice asking for what you want. You don't need to be rude about it. And the reality is I have some new friends that I've been, friends with since I moved to where I am now. And what they have told me on many occasions, what they love about me is they never have to second guess whether or not I'm okay. Because when I'm at their house, if I'm thirsty, I will ask for a drink. These days I just get it myself and offer them a drink. But, no one has to worry about me because I'm not going to keep what I need to myself. I'm not going to hold back from what I need in a situation, which means that for everybody else, they get to feel far more relaxed. My friends feel relaxed around me because I'm not sitting there leaving going, "Oh God, I'm actually hungry," or "I didn't really want to eat that, but I did anyway." There's no sense of obligation around me. How would it be for you if you could live in a space whereby you didn't have to hide how you were feeling and who you wanted to be and if you were hungry or not, or whether or not you wanted to drink? Imagine if you just asked for what you wanted in your life. How magical would that be? No matter where you were, you just asked. And sure, the answer might be no. That's okay. But then you know straight off the bat. I was recently, I have a bit of a beautiful community that follows me on TikTok. So if you don't follow me on TikTok yet, please do go check me out. I think it's @LunaGaia_more confidence. Anywho, DM me if you don't know where it is. And on TikTok recently, someone had asked me, what advice would you give to your younger self? And I say younger self in inverted commas because what they were meaning was the version of me that was earlier in my self-love journey, because it hasn't always been like this for me. I haven't always felt really comfortable in my skin. I haven't always felt confident enough to speak my truth. In fact, I just didn't like myself for a really long time and I people pleased. So they asked me, what advice would you give that younger version of yourself? And, it came out of me so utterly quickly about what I would tell that beautiful younger version of myself. You're exactly where you need to be. You may not like it. In fact, you probably don't like where you are right now. And that's okay. But if you allow yourself to trust and surrender into the process with the intention of self-love in your heart, love will come to you. Love is in you. It is your divine nature. You need to be patient on this journey. You are literally unraveling not only just years and decades of your own conditioning of self-hate and being small, but of generations of conditioning and of being small. It's really likely, particularly for all my sisters out there that are watching, that you have been raised by women who were raised by women who were raised by women who were told to be small, who were told to keep quiet, who really were literally the possession of men. And that's how we've been raised over generations. So you need to be patient with yourself as you unravel this. What was that old some cosmetic ad? It won't happen overnight. It won't happen overnight, but it will happen. I think it was a Pantene ad. And I think that that's what this is about. Your self-love is going to unfold, and it continues to unfold if you keep it in your front of heart. If you keep your focus and your intention in your heart, you need to be patient with yourself and be kind to yourself. Please be kind to yourself, because this journey is tough. You're unraveling lots and lots of layers, conditioning patterns. We still live in a society where disliking yourself and being small is completely socially acceptable. And you're still being rebellious to go out there and to love yourself. That's still an act of rebellion in today's society. I'm hoping to change that. I'm hoping that with my impact on the world, the very small one that I make, that there's at least one person in this life that goes on to build their self-worth, and maybe that one person changes the life of one person, even if it's their kids or someone that they've met or a friend. So that then my impact on the world is that people come into the courage to love themselves more, so that the generation after me or the generation after them don't necessarily have to have people like me doing this work. And maybe it's going to take a lot longer than that, but my advice to myself, as it is to everyone here, is be patient. Be kind to yourself. Know that you are exactly where you need to be. You can't be anywhere else that you're not right now. Whatever darkness, whatever struggle that you're going through is exactly where you need to be. And I don't say that from a position of, oh look, I've made it, I'm over here and everything's fantastic. Because that's not true. That's not life. That's not real. What is real for me is that, 12 months ago I left a relationship of 10 years who I still loved dearly. That sometimes I speak to them now and I think, oh my heart, I wish I was with them. But I understand that I'm exactly where I need to be. I trust this process. I trust that life unfolds as it's required to unfold. This is what life is about. If you let life take you, I had a beautiful download the other day whereby I was informed that our job here, our mission here on this earth plane existence, is to look after the vessel. Look after the vessel, look after your mind, look after your body. But the ship's course has already been decided. All you need to do is let life take you there. Let life unfold. Have the courage to step into uncertainty. In fact, if you can, become friends with uncertainty, because life is uncertain and you can try to control as much thing as you want, but I think that we've all learned in 2020 that in a flash the whole world can change and you won't be able to control that. What you can control is your thoughts, your beliefs, and your behaviors and your actions. There are the 4 things that we can control. Other than that, life will happen to us. Life will happen through us. And the more that we can relinquish control of our lives, the more that we can hand over certainty to a highest part of ourselves, the happier that you're going to be, the more closer to love that you're going to find. And finally, I think that the last piece of advice that I would give to myself that's just come through to me now is that you don't exist for other people. You don't exist so the people in the world like you. You don't exist so that other people can be pleased by your existence, pleased by your appearance, pleased by how you behave in the world. Yes, be kind, be considerate, be compassionate, have empathy for other people. Start with you, because you are the one that you will live with for the rest of your life. You are the one that you're here on this journey with, so give all that love and compassion to you. Speak up. Ask for the cheese and crackers if you want the cheese and crackers. If you're thirsty, have a drink. If you don't want to drink that alcohol, don't drink that alcohol. Don't do anything to please somebody else just for the sake of pleasing them if it's to the detriment of you. Look after you. Look after your vessel, look after your heart, look after your mind, look after your soul. You are so important and you are so valuable. And I so wish for you to come to these conclusions. And remember, practice makes progress. This takes time. It'll just unfold as it needs to unfold. You keep working on it. Day after day, I will work on this for the rest of my life. I will come deeper and deeper into connection and communion with my own inner self for the rest of my life. Because after all, this isn't a destination that you arrive at. I know it sounds corny, but it's actually more than a journey. It's a relationship. You are in a relationship with you. How do you relate to yourself? Are you loving? Are you kind? Are you compassionate? Are you patient? Are you generous in spirit with yourself? Or are you harsh? For a long time, I was toxic, I was abusive, and I was very cruel to myself. And I will spend the rest of my life building a relationship with me. So know that. You don't ever arrive somewhere. You just go into the next chapter, the next evolution of your own self-love. That's what this is. It's coming back to your truth again and again and again. Those are the pieces of advice that I would give to myself. Be patient, number 1. Be kind to yourself, number 2. Number 3, trust the journey. Number 4, become friends with uncertainty. And number 5, the last one that I just mentioned just then, it's a lifelong relationship. This is a lifelong thing. You don't ever arrive. It just keeps getting better and better, and your relationships keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me here on all the places, on the YouTube, on the Facebook, on the Instagram, on the LinkedIn, and of course on the podcast for all of you who are listening. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. My name's Luna. I'm here to teach everybody how to love themselves, simply by the way that I do it. I love you all. Au revoir.